Welcome to a game of Dungeons & Dragons. I have chosen you as players because I value your creativity, your distinctive personalities, and your unique ways of approaching challenges. For this homebrew campaign, I'm eager to see how you craft unforgettable moments, whether you guide the ship through stormy seas or gleefully derail the metaphorical wagon. This campaign takes us to Avelion, a continent roughly the size of Australia, in a world shaped by magic, beliefs, and the machinations of nations. Three great kingdoms, Calderon, Duranth, and Irasan, have upheld an uneasy truce for the past decade, ushering in an era of peace and prosperity. Yet, mistrust still lingers deeply in the hearts of many. Duranth, the southern nation, has flourished under the reign of King Eric von Lichterforst, a halfling monarch whose unexpected rise to the throne surprised many. After the passing of the childless Schneekaiser, with no close adult heirs, Eric proved a wise and industrious ruler. His policies revitalized Duranth, leading its hard-working citizens to construct harbors and a formidable naval fleet. Their efforts bore fruit, establishing Duranth as a dominant maritime and trade power. Yet, the kingdom's age-old disdain for magic remains, as does its uneasy relationship with the magical kingdom of Calderon. Calderon, the western kingdom of magic, has undergone less visible change during the truce, but its research into the arcane has advanced significantly. The Great Magic Council, the body that rules alongside the royal family, has poured resources into the city of Ames, home to the most prestigious magical academy in Avelion. Without the pressures of war, the academy has nurtured extraordinary young wizards who now train without fear of being sent to the front lines prematurely. While Calderon's reliance on weaponry has lessened, its relationship with the Iron Hill dwarves, renowned for their craftsmanship, remains steadfast. In the east lies Irasanfort, the mighty bastion of Irasan. This colossal city, surrounded by jungle, stands as an unyielding bulwark of humanity. Perched on the hills, its walls are both a fortress and a symbol of survival. Under the leadership of King Zoel Uroboros, Irasan forged peace with the desert-dwelling Atacama people, a costly accord for the desert folk, but one deemed necessary for an end to famine and suffering. Now the king lays on his deathbed. Will the transition be smooth? Beyond these realms, the mystical Ilthrian wilderness shelters the last enclaves of elves, a people who view themselves as chosen and await the return of their Messiah. The jungle holds secrets untold, echoing with ancient songs and whispers of forgotten times. Avelion is a land where wonders abound and where only the most remarkable tales endure. Will you carve your names into the annals of history, or will you simply be another ripple in the vast ocean of time? But first, tell me, who are you?
DM, what's good? I'm DC, and I'm rolling in as Davos Citro, a tiefling bard. Let me break it down for y'all. Grew up in this orphanage with no clue where I came from. No memories till I was like 7. Man, I'd be up at night, staring at the ceiling like, why am I here? Did my folks bounce cause of these horns and blue skin? Or did something go down I don't even want to know about? But hey, you can't waste energy on what you can't change, right? Gotta let that go. Thing is, nobody's trying to adopt a kid who looks like he walked out of some bedtime demon story. So I had to figure it out for myself. Laughter, entertainment, that was my escape, man. Making people laugh, letting folks dance. That's how I got people to stop looking at me like I was cursed or something. And you know what? I was good at it. By the time I hit 18, I was out of there and headed to Hesburgh. Big city, big dreams, all that. I started singing in taverns, working the commoner spots, sometimes even getting gigs for the nobles. I've been holding it down, paying my bills, but it's not hitting the same anymore. I'm out here looking for something bigger, you know. Inspiration, adventure. I don't just want to sing about their glory days. I want to live it. I want to write my own ballads. Stories that'll make people stop and say, yo, that's unforgettable. That's why I'm here. Let's make some noise.
Yeah, it's me, Rex, and I'm Ariel for this journey. Ariel comes from the Iltran wilds, deep in the jungle, and yeah, you guessed it, I'm an elf. But I'm not like most of my kind. I traveled far beyond where elves usually wander, following my teacher and father figure, Anthkin. He was this old wizard, wise, always talking about ruins and carvings we'd find out there. Honestly, most of what he said flew over my head, but he believed this world was way older than anyone thought, that we're not even supposed to be here. Now, that kind of talk? It didn't sit right with most folks back home. It went against what they believed, but I didn't care. My mother left me when I was young, ran off with a human, and my father? He was so ashamed he'd take these long hunting trips just to avoid me. One trip ended in a snake pit, and that was the last of him. I never felt like I belonged there, you know? But Anthkin, he made me feel like I did. I spent years by his side, wandering the jungle. He tried teaching me magic, but it just never clicked. What I could do, though, was fight. My father left me his strength, and the wild shaped me into a barbarian. When orcs came sniffing too close, I was the one who kept us safe. I fought tooth and nail, top of the food chain, no question. But then one night, in the middle of one of his long ramblings, Ankuin just stopped. Went quiet, closed his eyes, and fell into a deep meditation. He never woke up. I carried him back to the village, and they gave him a proper burial, but after that, the place felt even less like home. So I left. Left the jungle, left everything I knew. People like me? We're called the lost ones, cut off, wandering like my mother did. But even with all that, there's still this hope. Maybe out here, I'll find something worth calling home again. Until then, I'm here, ready to see what this world's got.
Hey, what's up? I'm Eva, and this time around, I'll be playing Elia Kamenstein. Pretty sure me and her are gonna fit right in here. So, yeah, I'm kind of an orphan, too, I guess? Bit of a theme, eh? My dad, big deal in a cult, like actual head of the cult kind of deal, was taking me along to some conclave. Apparently, I was already pretty good at spouting off all the teachings by then. Real prodigy vibes, you know? Anyway, my mom, his wife, and the 3 apostles, all high-up officials in the cult, were with us. And, surprise surprise, it all went to hell. Literal tragedy struck when his own subordinates decided to pull a fast one. They backstabbed both my parents, full-on coup style, and tried to grab me. But guess what? I didn't go down easy. I kicked one of them hard enough to knock their mirrored mask, the symbol of our cult, clean off. Underneath? A red tiefling woman. Super on brand for the cult drama, right? Somehow, I got away, hid out in the woods for days. Scary as hell, but eventually, a cleric of Ceres, the arbiter of morality, found me. Bewath raised me and taught me all about Ceres and the other 8 divines of Durinth. Honestly, I wouldn't be standing here without that. My faith helped me crawl out of the shadows of my past. Now I'm on the road, spreading the good vibes of Ceres and doing what I can to help the world. Sure, I'm a little new to this whole adventure thing, but whatever, gotta start somewhere, right? Let's just say I'm ready to show the world what I've got.
All right, my dear little orphans, settle down. No need to fret. The general has arrived. In-game, you can call me Gunthor Stonefist, a dwarven fighter. And let me tell you, the greatest one there ever was, or at least, I will be, soon as I sort out a teensy little hiccup. See, I was hired to guard a caravan carrying gifts for the Queen of Calderon. Pretty important job, yeah? Well, let's just say things didn't go exactly to plan. Turns out, I got a little carried away at one of our stops, celebrated a bit too hard, woke up with the mother of all hangovers, and, missed the caravan's departure. By the time I caught up with them, the whole thing had been ambushed, robbed blind, a real mess. So, for dereliction of duty, as they so kindly put it, I was exiled from the Iron Mountains. Now, I'm not saying it's all my fault. Might have been some dodgy ale involved, but rules are rules, I guess. Since then, I've been wandering around Durinth for the better part of a year, scraping by. Haven't found much to write home about yet. But hey, stick around. This dwarf's still got plenty of fight left. And I've got a feeling things are about to turn around. Maybe even dramatically.
All right, a band of homeless wanderers, brought together by chance, or perhaps something greater. Tonight, Your separate paths converge at a small roadside tavern in Duranth, about 3 days from Hesburg. The night is quiet, save for the hum of faint conversation and the occasional creak of the old wooden beams. Davos, fresh off an evening performance, your laughter and songs still echo faintly in the minds of those seated here. The crowd's thinning now, but you've taken note of someone unusual, Rael, a rugged elf whose presence demands attention. His necklace, strung with teeth, hints at a history as sharp and primal as the glaive that rests beside him, its blade catching the glow of the dim lantern light. His scarred torso tells a tale of battles fought in places most wouldn't dare tread.
I'm not just standing there staring. I walk up to him, holding 2 ales. Hey, friend, do you mind some company?
I study him for a moment, then gesture toward the bench. Sit.
I grin, take a seat, and slide an AEL across the table. Thanks. Forgive my directness, but you're an elf, aren't you?
That's what people call me.
I lean in slightly. And what do you call yourself?
Rael.
Rael, nice to meet you. I'm Davos.
I take a sip of AEL, nodding slightly. You sing well, Davos.
I lean back with a smile. Well, that's kind of you to say. But I've got a feeling you've got a few stories of your own, worth turning into a song.
Maybe. We will see.
I stumble up to the table, clutching a mug of ale, clearly tipsy. Aye, what's this? 2 lads sitting here, sharing a quiet drink without old Gunthor? Shameful, I say. Make room for a proper dwarf.
I laugh. Well, well. Look who's decided to grace us with his presence. Pull up a chair, friend. The more, the merrier.
I pops down heavily, setting my mug on the table. That's what I like to hear. Name's Gunthor Stonefist. Don't forget it. Best fighter this side of the Iron Mountains, if I do say so myself. And who might you two be?
Rael.
I nod, eyeing the elf scars and glaive. Hi. You look like you've seen a good fight or two, Rael. I like that. And you, the singer over here?
Davos, bard extraordinaire. And I'll have you know I don't just sing. I bring life to the party.
I laugh heartily. A bard, eh? Good. Every party needs one. I always say it's not much of a party without music or a fight.
Music and fighting? What an odd combination.
Oh, it's the best combination. Nothing like a good brawl with a tune in the background. Keeps the blood pumping and the spirits high.
Chuckling, I say, well, Gunthor, stick around. Sounds like you'll fit right in with this crew. To adventures yet to come.
Ha! Now you're talking. Then I slam my mug on the table.
To adventures.
Aye, that's the spirit. To new friends. And to adventures.
Gunthor, enthusiastically you wave your mug, and a generous splash of ale spills, splattering across the neighboring table and landing on 2 particularly rough-looking patrons.
Hey, be careful, Gunthor.
Bah, it's fine.
Euch, wat schwer je spillen, sitz will. Ja dranken stamp.
I blink up at them, wiping my beard. Who you calling a stump? Goat face eye, it's just a bit of ale. Don't be crying over a spilled drink like some baby.
Seem like the dwarfes got a mouton him. Maybe we shut it for him,
If we're going to fight, let's make it quick. I was enjoying the peace.
Look like we got ourselves a show.
Whoa, whoa, easy fellas. Let's not turn this into a barroom cliché yet. I'm sure we can.
Shut it, Bart. This does not concern you.
As he says that, he flips your table upside down.
I stand up grinning viciously. Oh, but now it does concern. You, see, you just ruined my drink, and I don't take kindly to that. Then I wanna bust his kneecap.
Why does this always happen? Fine, but if someone throws a chair, I'm out.
Roll for initiative.
I start, using the dodge action, trying to avoid getting hit in the moneymaker. Then, as a bonus action, I play a tune on my lute. the stump will stomp, the lump will jump. The beat goes on with a thump thump thump. It ain't a party without a song. And punch that keeps us dancing strong, giving Rael a bardic inspiration.
Hey, how about backing me?
Our French brawler rolls. That's a 17.
Tectis you petit shit.
Punch at you, Gunthor, hitting with a 18 for 3 points of damage, but you can feel beyond the pain the disdain this fist carries for you.
Alright, I'll punch the guy. That's a 5. But wait. I can use Davos' bardic inspiration. 6. For a total of 11, will that cut it?
Scheiß Kerl. Time to give you a Knacke sandwich, you dirty baba.
Finally my turn. I want to punch his mother's milk out of this French sissy. Ha ha. That's how I like it. A natural 20. He will fold faster than Napoleon retreating from Moscow. That's 8 damage.
Well then, Gunthor, as you foretold, you hit the ruffian's left kneecap with such force that it shatters. In agony, he is reaching for it, about to curl up only to be hit by a headbutt from you as he makes his way down. This swings his head back as he falls backwards, landing motionless flat on his back.
That wimp will feel that tomorrow. Ha ha ha.
I step in between them. Stop it. This is not right. Y'all shall not fight. An injustice can surely be sorted out in another way.
To bring upon a peaceful end to the situation, you trigger an attack of opportunity by the single brawler. A 16!
Oh no. DM, can I use my dodge to get her out of the splashing zone?
I allow it. Davos, roll me a dexterity saving throw to see how well you manage this maneuver.
Oh, that's only a 9.
Aya, in the haste losing your footing, you touch her shoulder, then hold it as you take a nosedive towards the ground, ultimately dragging her with you, effectively evading the attack, but landing uncomfortably on the floor. As you hit the ground, the sound stops everybody moving for a minute, like the bell in between rounds.
Dusting myself off after nearly being struck. Excuse me. I didn't need saving, okay? I'm a strong, independent woman who can handle herself just fine. Thank you very much.
I hold my hands up, like I'm surrendering, smirking. Relax, Xena. I wasn't saving you. I was just making sure you didn't end up as part of the wall decoration.
I cross my arms, glaring mockingly. Oh, is that right? What, you think I'd just get steamrolled without your big, brave intervention?
Leaning on the edge of a nearby table, I casually pluck a string on my lute. Nah, I figured you'd probably knock these guys out yourself. Then me for good measure. I just wanted to keep my pretty face intact.
Ha. If you're fishing for compliments, Bard, you'll have to try harder than that.
Fishing? Nah, I'm spearfishing. Direct hit every time. Besides, I'm just saying, you've got the fight in you, no doubt. But maybe don't step into a brawl unless you're ready to dodge more than words.
Amused, I raise an eyebrow. Says the guy who was hiding behind his lute when things got dicey.
Hey now, that lute is my weapon. Just because I fight with style doesn't mean I'm not in the thick of it.
Huh? Guess I'll give you that. But next time, don't get in my way, I can handle myself.
Oh, I never doubted it. Just don't forget to save me next time. I say while strumming a light tune.
I shake my head, still smiling. You're impossible.
Grinning wider. Yeah, but I'm also entertaining. Keeps life interesting, right?
Your attention is then redirected as the tavern owner bolts straight at you, furiously banging pots and pans together.
Enough. I've had it with you lot. Wrecking my place. This isn't some battlefield or arena. It's a tavern. If you've got that much energy to burn, do it outside before you burn down the whole bloody building. I should throw every single one of you out, on your sorry behinds. But since I'm feeling generous, I'll hear you out. What be you got say for yourselves?
Now, good sir, let's not let one little misunderstanding ruin the evening. These folks here, just a group of tired travelers with frayed nerves, you know. A bit of ale, a bit of bravado, and sometimes things get energetic. But look, no lasting harm done, right? We'll pay for any damages and keep it quiet the rest of the night.
Damages? You'd better hope there's none. And quiet? You lot wouldn't know quiet if it smacked you upside the head with a frying pan, which I'm tempted to try.
Fair point, friend, fair point. But what's a good tavern without a little liveliness, eh? Besides, we're the sort of folks who keep the stories flowing. And isn't that what your patrons love? Tomorrow, we'll be out of your hair, and you'll have a tale to tell of the spirited adventurers who passed through your fine establishment.
Fine. You can stay the night. But if I hear so much as a whisper of trouble, you'll be out on your rears faster than a goblin on fires.
I fan the guy I floored some air. We will behave, mister. I promise.
You lot seemed the restless type. If you're looking for somewhere to put all that energy, you'd fit in just fine over near the borderlands. Heard some strange things coming out of Wers. That's the kind of place where people like you, lively folk, might find themselves useful.
The remaining conscious ruffian drags his battered friend to his feet, shooting your group a look somewhere between resentment and reluctant respect. He mutters something under his breath, perhaps a curse, perhaps an admission of defeat, before staggering out the door into the cool night air. The wooden door slams shut behind them, leaving only the lingering scent of spilled ale and sweat.
Aye, Borderlands. Huh? Sounds like a place where a dwarf can find some proper work, or at least proper trouble.
You do strike me as a trouble magnet, my friend.
I just like a good scrap. No point wandering round Durinth like a lost pup. Might as well head where folk appreciate a strong sword arm.
Or where they appreciate a strong mind. But I suppose muscle has its uses.
I mockingly gasp. Oh, Elijah, don't tell me you actually think we're useful. I might start to blush.
I don't see many muscles on you, Bard.
The jungle always told me when it was time to move. I trust my instincts.
Instincts? Eh? Well, mine are telling me I'll need a few more drinks before I agree to this madness.
A rare smile flickers across my lips, and mine tell me you'll come anyway.
Where's? Sounds like the kind of place where people need help.
Oh yeah, altruism is your thing.
Mixed with curiosity. There's something happening in these lands. I want to know what.
Spreading my arms dramatically. Well then, what a happy coincidence. Because I, too, am a seeker of stories, mysteries, and the occasional free meal.
Free meal? Aye, that tracks.
I am looking forward to whatever awaits.
Well then, my lively, scrappy, slightly dysfunctional new friends, shall we make for Wers at first light?
Gruff but approving, aye.
Nodding, let's see what fate has in store.
Rolling my eyes but smirking, you better keep up.
And so, as the embers of the night begin to cool, fate weaves its threads tighter around this unlikely band. Davos, the ever-charming bard with a past as elusive as his next song. Gunthor Stonefist, a fighter seeking redemption with grit in his fists and a stubborn fire in his heart. Helia Kamenstein, a devoted cleric walking the line between faith and shadows of a fractured past. And Ra-El, the wild elf, hardened by the jungle and driven by the pain of loss, seeking purpose beyond his roots. Tonight, they found themselves bound by coincidence, or something deeper, a shared destiny on the cusp of being written. Their path will take them from the comfort of ale-stained tables and roadside quarrels to the far reaches of Avelion. What trials await Davos, Gunthor, Helia, and Ra-El? What bonds will form, what truths will unravel, and what songs will be sung of their deeds? Only time will tell, as our tale begins on the road to Wers. Get ready, adventurers. The journey starts now.